Here, could you come forward? Okay, the officer's gonna testify first, and you can ask her questions or give any testimony you'd like.
Do I stand next to her, or do I
Sure.
stand back?
Okay, you'll need to talk into the mic, but first let her testify, okay?
That's fine.
Okay, thank you.
Special Magistrate, my name is Luz Fernandez, and I'm a Code Compliance Officer for the City of Hollywood, CRA. I am before you today regarding property located at 1902 Madison Street. I initially learned that the property was in violation through a Help Me Hollywood complaint. I cited the property, notice of violation V16-09480, for violation of 157 minimum property standards, group for residential. Hollywood Municipal Ordinance. Such ordinance expressly states no person shall occupy or let to another for occupancy any dwelling or dwelling unit for the purpose of living, sleeping, cooking, or eating therein, or any hotel, hotel unit, rooming house, or rooming unit for the purpose of living or sleeping therein, which does not comply with the following requirements of the sections. Section 19B, hallway, corridors, stairways, porches, balconies shall be maintained in a safe condition. 19F, sheds, fences, garden walls, enclosures to be maintained in a good state of repair. Accessory structures to be clean, sanitary, and free from infestation of rodents and vermin. 20A, exterior to conform to all codes and be maintained free from blighting influence. 20A2, painted surfaces to be maintained free from peeling, weathered paint. 20A1, exterior to be maintained. Screened enclosures shall contain screens. I have the following items to introduce as evidence. I have to show you these first. These are pictures of your property.
So Ms. Algieri is looking at all the photos,
Yes, I am.
correct? Okay, you're only looking at them for the purposes of, are they correct and accurate as to what the conditions look like?
Yes.
Okay,
They are.
thank you.
And an affidavit of posting from Crystal.
Okay, this is, city's composite exhibit 1 for identification, affidavit of posting and photo thereof. This will be composite exhibit 2 for identification, which is 5 pages of photos indicating the deficiencies which need to be corrected.
These are
to
emails
be
between us.
compliant with the code.
I have to enter.
And these photos were taken on 4/10/2017 without objection from the homeowner.
This is correspondence.
Okay. Composite exhibit 3 for identification is correspondence between the homeowner, which is Adriana Algieri, okay, and Officer Fernandez.
Those are emails from the beginning of our communications.
Okay, this started
It's at the end.
September, let me see. This communication started back in July 2016, so we're coming up on a year. And it discusses commingled property and the fact that some things have to be permitted in order to get corrected, okay?
We
So
also,
This is City's Exhibit 3 for identification, so bring me up to date, what has been done since then?
well, to continue, after observing the condition of the property, I posted the notice of violation on the 29th of June 2016. It was not complied within the 30 days. I have been working with her, as you can see from those emails. We attempted to get her some help from the city. This is a homesteaded property, but she has 2 buildings, her home and a 2-story building in the back. When I did this inspection, I was with Officer Eric Rowan back here, and we were able to walk through the property. It was an open property at the time, and there were broken windows, there's rotted wood, there's a lot of issues, just time related. It actually is a really nice property. She's doing her best, I think. But
Are the broken windows, et cetera, on the house in which she's residing, which is homesteaded, or on the two-story building, which I'm assuming is rented?
at the time, it was not rented, and it is
Okay.
rented now. I believe the tenants have done some work to the building, from what I could see from street side, because now they've sort of closed off, and I believe there's a pit bull there, who I met once. So she's done some work, but not enough, and none of the really important structural work, which she went to building and spoke to someone for. She was not eligible for a grant. The CRA has a lot of grants to bring properties up to standard, but not to correct violations.
Okay, it's a pretty
So,
house, very pretty.
It's a very pretty house, and
Yeah.
she also went to housing, correct?
I've been to housing, yes. I
Vielka
have
was
all that
helping
written
her,
down.
yeah.
Okay,
The point is, nothing's happened, unfortunately, so the house,
okay,
the case is here.
okay. Have you had discussion with her regarding how long it's gonna take and how much it's gonna cost? How long it will take her to get this into shape, considering how long it takes and how much money she needs, et cetera?
Well, as my email will show, I have attempted to contact her since right before Christmas, I think. I never heard back from her.
From you?
Okay.
Right, I emailed you several times, and I never heard back, so I brought the case of
Make
special
sure you're on the,
magistrate.
make sure you're talking to the microphone.
Okay,
Ms.
I wasn't
Algieri,
aware.
Do
I wasn't.
you have any questions? You have,
I
first of all,
also,
you're shorter than her, so you're gonna have to bring the mic down a little bit. Okay.
I
First
just
of all,
wanna
do
s-
you
I'm
have any,
sorry.
say something else?
I just wanna say that I met with her tenant and told her tenant I was there and I was looking for Adriana, that I had not been able to contact her, and then we brought the case here.
Does she have a business tax receipt for the tenant?
She does, do you now?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Ms. Algieri, you wanna speak? First of all, do you wanna ask her any questions?
I don't think I have any questions for her. The only thing regarding the email, but it might be, I have two emails and maybe that one got lost. Maybe your
Okay.
emails got lost back and I never received those.
It was the same email we used back and forth.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, do you wanna make a statement at all regarding this?
I would.
Okay, go ahead.
So my name is Adriana, and I've been raising my two kids in this home for the last 20 years as a single mother, without any assistance without any child support. I've been doing it on my own. I'm a midwife, and for 8 years I owned a clinic here in Hollywood where I provided care regardless of someone's ability to pay. The clinic, I did have to close down a year after the housing market. Obviously, if I was providing care to people that couldn't pay, I wasn't making enough to pay the bills there. But this is here in Hollywood, so I'm an active, productive member of this city and have been for 20 years, and this is what I want to let you all know. I almost lost my home due to foreclosure because of the market crash. I was able to save it, and it's been just under a year that I've gotten the foreclosure cleared and modified the property. Since receiving the violations, I've been looking for resources to help with the violations, and I'm eager to do this. I'm eager to fix up the property. It's my investment. It's my home. I've raised my kids there. I have grandchildren that come and visit me there now. I've been to the CRA, like she said, and I don't qualify for any assistance from the CRA because I have active violations on the property. I tried to talk to my commissioner to find some resources for myself. I've inquired about the block grants. They had letters sent to our neighborhood for block grants, and myself and other neighbors have inquired about the block grants. Our neighborhood could really use the improvement. I'm on Madison and 19th, and it's very close to the central downtown area, and it could really use some help and some rehabilitation in that area. I've been to the building department, more confused about permits, having to hire an architect without resources. I finally came across the Community Development Division, and there I met with Barbara, the social service coordinator, and found out that there's a housing rehab program, and I have put my name on that list. My concern is giving a certain amount of time to fix these issues with limited resources. I'm not sure how long it takes for the community, for the housing rehab to come through. So that's one of my concerns is I do want to do these things. I do want to do them in a timely manner. When I look at this letter, I think the letter said $5,000 a day fine. I mean, so I've gone and I put my name on this list, not knowing how quickly that comes together. Currently, I live paycheck to paycheck. I barely cover my monthly expenses, and I live very simply. It's not that I live extravagantly. I live very simply, and I have a very hard time covering my bills month to month. I do receive government assistance for my son to help with medical bills and with food. I have just recently entered an agreement for the sidewalk. So my property also is a corner lot, and there's a lot of sidewalk on my corner. And I've just entered in a stipulated agreement with you guys to repair that, and that's going to increase my monthly expenses by $150 a month to pay that off. So in my experience with all of this, I really believe that some kind of liaison would be a great idea for somebody who's a productive member of the community like I have been for the last 20 years to help navigate some of these issues, some of these struggles that, someone like me who wants to improve the neighborhood to help me navigate through some of this stuff. And at the moment, I don't think I have anything more to say. And thank you so much for listening to me.
Okay, Officer Fernandez, do you have any suggestions or recommendations for me while I consider this? I mean, one of the things you have to understand is this body here doesn't offer anything. We just rule on what you have to do. And obviously you are tapping into some of the things that are available. However, I'm kind of like throwing my hands up when somebody says, I can't afford to keep my house up. There's nothing I can do about that. If you have a house, it doesn't do your neighbors any good to say, I don't have the money to do it. Your neighbors want the house taken care of. And of course, for health and sanitation, et cetera, you gotta keep the house up. Some people have to move into an apartment because they cannot sustain a house. I already did the sidewalk, and I am on a corner, so I know that you have to do it, but it's, at least they let you pay it off. That's a good thing. What is your recommendation or thoughts on this, if any?
Andrew, I may need your help. Is there something that we haven't looked into to assist her? I brought her to housing, and I brought her to CRA.
The City of Hollywood's Attorney's Office has no opinion on what we could do to help this lady. I mean, it sounds like she's very nice and has done a lot, but I don't know what the City Attorney's Office could do for this situation.
It seems you've made all the referrals you can, and as you probably are aware, since you're active in the community, City of Hollywood is not a flush community that's loaded with rich people. The City of Hollywood is struggling usually, but they do have, the free paint, they have free trees, et cetera, et cetera.
I do understand that there's a lot of money that's been allocated for redevelopment recently, and it's just, where is that being funneled? What part of the community is that being funneled into?
I haven't got a clue.
Yeah, that's something that housing, that's why I send you to housing, because they have those answers.
So that's where I signed up for the
With
program.
Alpha, yes, exactly. She
Right.
signed you up for whatever program is available.
There's a
Yeah.
waiting list.
I imagine there is,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but you have to understand something, regardless of whether you've signed up for something, I'm gonna have to impose a time period that's reasonable.
I understand
And this
that.
is for the health and safety of your renters, the health and safety of your children and you. And because that's what this body does, it decides that you have to comply by a certain date. And yes, you do have to have an architect draw up certain things. You can't just go and hire somebody, and you have to hire a contractor.
From what I understand, I can draw it myself if I knew, he said I could pull a homeowner's permit. He said I can do the drawings. I tried to research code and tried to research how to do that myself. I very much am the very kind of person that will try and do things herself. I can't figure out how to make the drawings. So I don't know if there are any resources, any clinics, anything available to me in that way, so I can move forward with this project.
I doubt it. I did my own fence drawings,
I
like 10
did
years
mine.
ago, but that was a fence.
Yes.
I don't think you have a fence, I think you've got some more sophisticated things.
Yeah, I
You're
have
going to
that
need a
rubber roof.
sophisticated, probably architectural drawings and a contractor. This is really not the place to get that, you know, it looks like Officer Fernandez is helping you as much as possible. So having said all that, and not being unsympathetic at all, what recommendations, if any, do you have?
So, at this point, the city is asking for, $50 a day after 90 days to obtain permits.
This is to,
To
not just
obtain
to
per-
So I
She
need to
need
obtain a
permits,
permit
okay.
within 90 days or I'll be fined $50 a day.
Yes, but,
Yes.
I'm not sure how you would wanna do this, but $50, obtain the permits within 90 days and then a reasonable amount of time to do the work, not just obtain the
Usually-
permit.
I'm confused why you're asking me, because generally the city, probably the attorney's office isn't opine on that. If you've requested to the
I
magistrate
just
90 days to complete the work or a certain amount of fine, the city probably would, her attorney's office has no business in opining as to the reasonableness of that or not. So I don't understand the question.
Okay. Usually-
Excuse me, magistrate?
Yeah.
This is John Schitze, code officer. Can I ask what type of work it is?
It's structural.
Do
Is
you
it a
want
lot
to
of
show the,
structural work?
can we show you the picture?
Well, we might wanna give her like 6 months to get a permit. And I might recommend that if you go out to McFadder Technical School, they have an AutoCAD drafting program out there, and I'm sure they would be more than glad to help you draw the plan.
I would prefer to give her
Okay.
X number of days, not just to obtain the permit, but to complete
To
the work.
complete the work, yes.
Get the permit and complete the work. I'd rather give her a little more time, but not just the permit, but everything done, finished.
Yeah, but I'm saying it may take her up to 6 months to get a permit, so maybe 9 months to complete everything.
Okay.
So then 9 months to
Can I
complete
ask
the
for
work and
a
close the
year?
permit?
Can I ask for a year to complete the work, like 6 months to get the permit, 6 months to complete the work, please?
Yes, 12
Well,
months.
Okay, so we'll come back April of 2018.
Remember, the city of Hollywood just makes a recommendation to the magistrate. The magistrate is the entity who
Decides.
actually orders the specific amount of time, so it is up to the
Okay,
magistrate at this point.
here's what I'd like to do. I'd like to give her, till 120 days. And then if there's some problem, Fabulous, she can call you up and ask for continuance. I don't wanna go a whole year, like 120 days, which is by August 10th, 2017.
For the permit.
To obtain the permit and complete the work, both, okay? Because I don't want you to think that we're gonna just let it go on and on. Like, I don't want you sitting on this waiting for some panel to come back and tell you whether they're gonna give you money or not. Because God knows they may never call you back. So, you've got one recommendation, where to go about writing plans. So I'm gonna say 120 days, which is by August 10th, 2017, okay, to obtain permits and complete the work, or there'll be a $50 a day fine. If you see that you can absolutely, you've got major progress done, if you're not gonna get it done, you call her, you have her card, right? You have the officer's
Yeah,
card.
we usually are in contact by email, I don't know.
Email, whatever way you wanna contact her, and say, I have A, B, C, D, E to finish, I've done A, B, and C. Here's the progress I've done, can I get a continuance? If you've done nothing at all, she's gonna say, no continuance. If she sees you're making progress, start with the smallest thing, start whatever you need to start with.
That's what I've been doing.
Okay, get it done, and then either myself or another magistrate will listen to her, and she's gonna say, don't give her any continuance because she's not doing anything, she's sitting on her butt. Or she's gonna say, she's really working hard, give her the continuance, okay?
I'm not a sit on my butt kind of girl,
You
so.
don't appear to be like that at all, you look like you're a worker bee, okay?
Now,
Alright, is that good now?
magistrate, may I
Magistrate.
inquire something with the code officer?
Yes,
Are you asking for court costs? Or, excuse me, not court costs. Are you asking for administrative costs as well?
no, I'm not.
Okay, thank
Okay,
you.
this is a new sheet that I've never seen before. Is there nothing on here to be paid?
No,
Okay.
I mean,
so-
the costs that are already listed here are from Crystal, but I'm not asking for any administrative costs on
Okay,
this.
so I'm not imposing any administrative costs at all.
Crystal was $650 or?
That's up to you.
Oh, yeah,
It's
absolutely.
No, magistrate, can I have a 5-minute recess on this matter?
Okay,
That'd be much appreciated.
this is new to me.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
new as of today, actually.
We
Okay.
can't pick and choose guys who we give shoe administrative costs to. So we will be asking for administrative costs,